This is episode 111 of the Arts Academy podcast with Victor Varnado and Roxy Hayes. How to write a good artist bio.
It's the Arts Academy podcast, everybody. It's me, Dean Victor Varnado, and headmistress Roxy Hayes back again to show everybody the mechanics of the entertainment industry. That's right. We're teaching you how to make money while you protect your little artist heart.
Yes, because our hearts are a fragile thing.
Oh, yes, very fragile. All right, so we're talking about today is how to write a bio.
Mm-hmm. A good artist bio. And this was requested by Donna Lewis. So thank you, Donna Lewis. I do think that writing a good bio is imperative to all artists because use it to promote yourself. Like people, when they look you up, they want to know who you are. Do you think you have a good bio, Victor?
I do. I think I have a long bio and a short bio because
that's important.
Yeah, like I want to get the message across. And then also I have a general bio and then I have bios for different different things.
Ooh,
so like for instance, if you have a bio, like for instance, there's a website called Catalant, which is basically Upwork. It's like Fiverr or Upwork, but only for experts. So you get paid a lot more. So on that website, my bio is very different than my comedy bio.
Got you. Could you read us your general bio?
I could read my general bio. Well, let's talk about what we want bios to do first, and then I'll read my general bio.
We'll see how it does. All right.
No edits. So what do we want? What do we want the bios to do?
All right. So boom. First, why is it important? Because it is like your selling point, right? It showcases. Ooh, these headphones are hot. It showcases who you are as a person, and you're going to use it for your press kit. You're going to use it on your website. You're going to use it on your social media. So you want to make sure that it is well written, right? So first, what you want to do is reflect on your artistic style and your mediums and techniques. So who are you? What do you do? Those things, right? The next thing you want to do is you want to identify any notable accomplishments or awards. So have you been in any festivals? Have you won those festivals? Have you worked with any big name people? Have you done anything? If you're an artist, have you been in any big showcases? Something that if somebody saw it, they'll be like, oh, look at this guy. All right. Look at them. What are they doing? Great things. Right. Next. Oh, Victor, you got it.
No, I'm you.
What's
You're
the
just
voice
so loud. Yeah, it's so funny.
It's the new. Hey, y'all! I figured out why my mic was turned backwards, so now I don't know how to act. Next, share any milestones or turning points in your careers. So, did you go from one place to another place? Have you done a thing, gained more followers, whatever that is? Put that in there, right? Use vivid language or visual imagery to help readers envision your artwork. I feel like that depends, right? Because you don't want it to be too fluffy. It depends on what the bio is for.
Yeah, I don't like to. I don't like to be like I don't like to say like I don't use adjectives in my bio a lot. Like I won't say amazing. Like when I'm writing my own bio, I won't say amazing work.
Yeah.
You know, like you know, you get
down. It. Yeah, because I was just rewriting because once again, ChatGPT is the GOAT. I was rewriting my bio and I was putting it in there, and it was like sensational and it excellent. I was like, all right, calm it down, bro. Calm yourself down. Take some of those adjectives off. I feel like it. What you want your bio to do is tell people what you do, and then let me add the adjectives, right? Like let me decide if you're good or great, right? Just tell me the thing that you did, and then. If you have any collaborations that you're doing, put those in there. And then at the end, add a call to action. I don't think you need that necessarily in a bio, but once again, this depends on what it's for. Make sure you proofread and revise it. So like have somebody else read it, put it through ChatGPT, have somebody else read it again. Regularly update it. That is important. I will forget to update my bio, and I'm like, I've done way more stuff since then. So make sure you update it And once again, remember that your bio is to establish your strong artistic presence. So it needs to reflect your voice. It needs to capture your essence and engage your readers. And take the time. And remember, you can always re-edit. You can always go back and redo it. And that is it. Oh, at the end of my bio, I like to add, like, if I do have something coming up, so that they know that I'm consistently working. But that's also why you need to always be updating your bio, because if you have something that's like, and this is coming out June and I'm reading this in November, it's like, oh, this guy's unprofessional. So that is it for as far as the outline. Do you have anything to add?
No, there's a lot of good stuff. I think that when I think of bios, I always think of who is the audience and what do I want them to think of me.
Mm-hmm.
And that always drives how I write bios. And also, I thought it would be a good thing to show you 3 different bios. So I have a bio that I wrote on the back
Okay.
of my book, and then a bio that I wrote. I have a short bio, and then I have a long bio, and I think that'll
Okay.
answer like all questions. Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to read your bio first?
You go first. I gotta pull them up.
All right. Okay. So this is I'll read the long bio because it is this is the bio that that I used for most of the time when I was uh, focused on being a producer and idea guy. So basically, this bio is something I would hand to people when I want them to think, oh, this guy can do anything and really well. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is like the long bio. Um, Oh, whoops. Sorry, I gotta bring the window over here. All right, just 1 second. It's too big. Okay, there we go. All right. So here's the bio. In television, Victor Varnado produces for VH1's Love and Hip Hop franchise Leave It to Stevie, starring Stevie J, and held senior producing positions for shows on networks including Comedy Central, True TV, and the History Channel. Victor's work as a showrunner and series creator includes Comedy Central's The Awkward Comedy Show, which helped introduce the world to Eric Andre and Hannibal Buress. His documentary series Realm of LARP, distributed by Nerdist Legendary Pictures, continues to be one of the most beloved productions delving into the world of live-action role-playing. By the way, I did say it was one of the world's most beloved productions about role-playing, but when I did that, I also did a link, a hyperlink, so they could read an
Oh,
article
okay.
about it. So I
You need a
don't use
quote.
adjectives unless I can back it up, with
Mm-hmm.
a hyperlink.
Yeah, it's like, no, I didn't say this. Somebody else said this. All right.
Exactly.
That.
And then his pilot, funny because it's true, won in the best unscripted category in the New York Television Festival in 2015. Victor Varnado has directed 4 features, including Twisted Fortune, starring Charlie Murphy, and Tell Your Friends, the concert film, starring Kristen Schaal, which premiered at the South by Southwest Film Festival in 2011. Comics created by Victor have appeared in The New Yorker and Mad Magazine. Victor's writing work includes being a writer for the Eric Andre and Little Rel Howery film Bad Trip, Marvel Comics, Vice, Salon, and co-authoring a screenplay with comics legend Stan Lee. Victor has appeared in many recognizable shows and movies, such as Late Night with Conan O'Brien, Jimmy Kimmel Live, Adult Swim, and My Name is Earl, as well as in films with Arnold Schwarzenegger, End of Days, Eddie Murphy, The Adventures of Pluto Nash, and Werner Herzog, Julian Donkey Boy. Victor recently registered his first patent and serves as an adjunct professor of filmmaking at Rider University. Victor is currently a participant in the Westchester Biosciences Accelerator for his work designing accessibility software. So that's like really recent. Because I just finished the Biosciences Accelerator 2 weeks ago. All right, that is the long one. But here is the short bio. Okay, so this is a bio that I would give to people, a general performing in bio. Like if I'm like, this is my bio that you would get at a comedy festival.
Okay.
Victor Varnado is a comedian, producer, and filmmaker who has created and produced for Comedy Central, True TV, VH1, and Nerdist. His writing has been published in Vice, Salon, and Marvel Comics. His cartoons are in The New Yorker and Mad Magazine. As a comedian, he has appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live and Late Night with Conan O'Brien.
Out here with the credits.
Yeah, that's what you use them for. Just you slap people in the face with the when you get a credit. You get a credit that is like your credit to your life. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I definitely be using them old credits too. It's like, nah, I was doing things.
And then
let me update one of my things too.
Thanks. And then here's my bio that I put on the back of my book. Okay, this is also a short bio for a different audience, and this is also a satire book. This is the Highlights magazine spoof, the anti-racism activity book.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, on the back it says, Victor Varnado is a known troublemaker, upstart, and one of the very few Black New Yorker cartoonists. Damn. He has appeared on Late Night with Conan O'Brien and Jimmy Kimmel Live. His writing and cartooning work have been showcased in Mad Magazine, Vice, Marvel Comics, and Salon. Varnado was born legally blind and albinistic.
Dang, all right. I didn't know you were one of the only Black cartoonists.
You mean New Yorker cartoonists?
Uh-huh. Well, not the world.
Well, I mean, no. One of the few Black New Yorker cartoonists.
That's crazy. I did not know that.
Well, I mean, how many Black New Yorker cartoonists do you imagine there were?
I don't know or think about. I just didn't even think.
Well, when I came to the New Yorker, there were not many, maybe / any.
Dang.
Yeah.
Jeez. Step it up, New Yorker. Y'all need to fix that. But I'm glad that you're in there.
They've got a lot more Black New Yorker cartoonists now.
That's dope. When did you start? Yeah. You started
a few years back, like 5 years, 6 years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
Well, I'm glad they fixed it. Good job.
Yeah, I'm glad they're being active.
Yes. Okay. So I'll do my long one, my short one, and then the one that's in my book. And this one actually was way longer, and then I trimmed it down because I was like, why does it need to be that long? I was just doing too much. All right. Roxy Hayes is a multi-talented artist based in Los Angeles, originally from Houston. She is known for her work as a stand-up comedian, writer, rapper, gamer, and content creator. Hayes has written in development for Nickelodeon and collaborated on Bring Back Laughs with Supreme Robot Pictures, featuring Hannibal Buress and the Lucas Brothers. She's also the author of a book of poetry titled Playing with Fire and was featured in the comic book anthology Noir's The New Black. With her whimsical yet aggressive style, Hayes captivates audiences with her unique blend of comedy, social commentary, and nerd culture. And I did the same thing. That's a hyperlink. Hayes has worked with well-known comedians like Brian Posehn, Brandon T. Jackson, Clayton English, and Orlando Jones. Her appearances include shows such as Kev on Stage's Keep Your Distance, All Deaf, and owns All the Single Ladies. Hayes hosts several podcasts, including Bedtime Bitchin', which is X'd out, and Presidential Fitness with Ice McGowan, and has her own gaming show called Mostly Positive on GWB. In the realm of music, she is a nerdcore rapper and has released Roxy Versus. Her upcoming release, the Me and You EP, features collaborations with Gilla and Emmy Award-winning producer King Hop, set to be released in June 2023. Currently, Hayes is working with Carl Jones's new animation studio, Super Dope.
Nice.
Okay, so that is it. And then that is the long one. And then the short one is very short. So I use this for like sponsor packets and stuff like that. So hailing from Houston, and this one is a little bit more fluffy just because this is for sponsor packets. So it's very like local comedian, Houston, blah, 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 because that's kind of who I'm pitching most of these sponsored packets to. Hailing from Houston and currently based in Los Angeles, Roxy Hayes is a versatile artist known for stand-up comedy, writing, rapping, gaming, and content creation, with notable appearances on platforms like All Deaf and GWB and collaborations alongside industry professionals such as Carl Jones, The Boondocks, and Clayton English, Marvel's Hawkeye. I use Clayton in everything. Hayes has built a dedicated following. Her distinctive style, combined with nerdcore rap, razor sharp wit, and clever wordplay, has resonated with fans, amassing a collective following of over 90K across various social media platforms. All right. And
nice.
This one, the book, is very short. Roxy Hayes, comedian, actor, rapper, gamer, and writer. Hayes currently lives in Los Angeles, California, with her daughter Maya and their Staffordshire Terrier Bella. That is it.
Nice.
So, yeah.
One thing that we both did in the book is on the book bio is like put a line in there about our personal lives.
Mm-hmm. I
Just
feel like,
interesting.
yeah, I saw that. I was looking at other artist bios. I'm like, I like that. I think that that's it helps you to connect, and it goes back to the point you were saying earlier. Like, make the different bios for what they're for. Like, both of our longs one were like, you do this, you do this, you do this, and you do that. And then the shorter ones are like, I do these things. Like, these are kind of the most important things, or the things that I think that you will find interesting. And then the book bios are like a little bit more funny, or a little bit more short, or just like you said, like put something personal in there. So
Also, here's an interesting thing. Like, one thing that I've done is, so in my long bio is just like a lot of facts about me,
mhm.
and then I always use the long bio to generate all the other bios. And so one thing you can do is you can take your bio and you can throw it in Chat GPT, and you can say, using, you basically say, hey, here's my bio, here's my current bio, but I need a new one for this specific event. Can you use this information to write a new bio that is positioned toward whatever event it
Mhm.
is? Like, if I was like, I need a bio, and actually I did this where I needed a bio because I launched an app, and so I needed a bio that would be good to be on the website when I launched
Mhm.
the app, because they don't just want to hear that I work at that I was on Conan. They don't care as much.
Yeah.
but but then it wrote a bio for me specifically aimed at that audience, and I
Mhm.
and I started it with the other bio. I started it with the long bio.
Got you. And
Interesting.
I think another thing that we should both add is like, okay, at this point, both of us at least have some kind of credits, but it's like people like, what do you do when you don't have a whole lot of credits? So I found like an older bio that I did, and I'll tell you. Well, I'll read it first, and then we can like dissect it a little bit. So Roxy Hayes can only be described as what happens when a latchkey kid is raised by the Disney Channel and PBS. Her comedy has become a mashup of socioeconomic insight and observations, as well as geek culture. I'm actually going to use that line again because that's still true. Her online content, featured on BuzzFeed, VH1, E News, Online, Billboard, and more, has garnered an impressive following bordering cult-like. Hayes has featured and headlined across the country, working with comedians Brian Posehn and Baron Vaughn. Recently, Hayes wrote, produced, and directed her own web series, The Roxy Hayes Show, a sketch comedy show focused on geek culture and pop culture, as well as releasing her first nerdcore mixtape, Roxy versus a Roxy Hayes mixtape. Hayes can be heard regularly on her podcast, Bedtime Bitching with Roxy. All right, so from the top, her online content has been featured on BuzzFeed. They were sharing my tweets, so I surely put that in there because that is my online content, and they're sharing it. And then I talked to somebody, and they were like, yeah, if you're on a festival with somebody, you could put working with, because it's like I didn't open for them, but I technically work with you. And I would ask the
No,
comedians
I
first.
wouldn't do that.
But I asked them
No.
first. I did ask them first, and they said yes.
Oh, well, then if
Yeah.
they say it's okay, it's okay.
Yeah, most of the
Yeah,
time.
if they say it's okay, it's okay. And by the
But you
way,
definitely have to ask them.
if you're somebody out there who has clout, like if you've got clout of any kind, loan it to your non-clout having friends,
Yeah.
like as much as you can. I do that all the time.
I do
Like,
too.
I will always be like, yeah, I'll sponsor you. Like, I'll be your sponsor. Like, I'll all the time.
Does it for me right now. But yeah, I do it for some of my friends too. They're like, hey, I'm trying to get into social media work. Can I say that I work with you or helped you do something? I'm like, yeah, sure. And just like we do with job applications, if you want to use me as a reference, you can use it. But the note is, yeah, like ask. Like, you need
Yeah.
to ask. Don't just
Ask,
put
make
somebody's
sure people are
name.
down with it.
Yeah, don't just put somebody's name in there, because that is how you burn bridges. Like, I've definitely had to cut somebody out because they like used me as a reference to get on a show, and they were terrible. And people call me like, hey, yeah, your boy was up here and he was bombing. And I was like, I don't even know who that person is. So he definitely got cursed out. But you just don't want to get that reputation as a person that's doing that, especially if you suck. But also, like, you're doing something. Everybody's doing something. So if you worked at the Improv, if you open for somebody, if you have a web series, if you're filming something, if you're doing whatever, put that in your bio. And if you're not doing something, or you don't have anything to put in your bio, that means you need to do more stuff. Do something else. Like, do something. Get on somebody's show. See if you can open for somebody. Make a web series. Do a podcast. Hop on a podcast. Like, there's something that you can be doing so that you can build those credits, and just so you get more work.
Agree.
Let's go. And that's it for me on bios. I don't really have too much more to add. What about you?
No, I think I'm good. I think that your bio should just mean you just as long as you're thinking about who's your audience and what do you want them to think after they read your bio, and that's what you build it around. And if you got nothing to put in your bio, if you have nothing to put in your bio, think of your other accomplishments and how they might apply. Like if I were a comedian that had 0 credits, but I was also a an accountant, my bio would be like, spend this this fabulous comedian spends this comedian Victor Varnado is a comedian accountant, and then maybe have some sort of comedian accountant joke in there.
Yeah.
So that people can see, oh, this person is funny. So if you're a comedian, like I would just make your bio funny to show how funny you potentially are.
Yeah, I think that the perfect example is the person that asked us for this episode, Donna. I know Donna works for NASA, so it's like, yeah, put that NASA.
Yeah,
shit
exactly. I want to see a comedian that works for NASA. That sounds great.
That sounds amazing. So yeah, anything like that. If you went to like a cool college or like anything, I'm a bike riding comic. Like, okay, cool. Whatever you feel like makes you stand apart, put that up in there. You can also describe your comedy a little bit more, your comedy style. That's what you can put in there. And ask people, like show it to other people, see what they think. And yeah.
I have to actually roll out to another recording, so we got to wrap up.
Okay, we're actually done now. So thank y'all so much for watching Arts Academy podcast with Dean Victor Varnado and Headmistress Roxy Hayes. You can catch us every week at artsacademy.com. Make sure to follow us on all of your social medias. Like, subscribe this video. And if you have any suggestions for anything else you want us to talk about, let us know in the comments below, wherever the comments are. All right.
Absolutely.
Bye. You can find us at artsacademypodcast.com.